Hey, it's the Fosters After Show on AFTERBUZZ TV. Tonight we're breaking down Season 5, Episode 11, called Invisible, which is what I also call my dating life. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello. Welcome back, everybody.
Thank you.
Another day, another pimp, another child prostitute, another after show. And we're here. Let's do some intros. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I'm also on Twitter at JeffMasters1.
I'm Hannah Prichard. I tweet from @TheHotShotDude.
I'm Jillian Leff. I tweet from @Jillian Leff.
I'm Stephanie Giorgi. I tweet from @StephanieGiorgi.
Amazing. Also, Jillian is on Twitter if you guys want to tweet with us. Jillian, what should they hashtag?
You can tag me directly, or you can hashtag ABTV Fosters. That's ABTV Fosters.
Yes, and if you're not watching live but want to, we do this at 7:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Tuesday.
Yes, we
Is that
do.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good, I'm glad. Let's hop into this episode called Invisible.
Yeah.
Jesus, big moments.
Yeah.
We did not see anything about his, not UTI, his TMI.
Very different.
Jesus' TMI last week. I think
Yes.
Jillian brought that up, that we did not talk about that. So this was a very TMI, too much information?
No, the right amount.
Traumatic brain, TBI, got it. Oh. His brain, we talked about his brain.
I think it was good because we sort of got a different perspective. So normally we're used to seeing Jesus lash out and sort of like the mamas being extremely doting, and that's the focus, and his reaction has been the focus. Now we're sort of getting to see the inner workings of what's happening and how he's processing information, which to me was even more heartbreaking than the outbursts.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
That's a great point.
Do we know who directed this episode?
I'm not
Does
sure.
anybody? Because the style was a little bit different, especially when dealing with Jesus.
A
which I
lot
thought
in
was
the
cool.
editing, too.
Yeah, which I really liked. It, like, instead of us seeing him react, like you were saying, it was almost like we saw the process with the editing into the way his brain was taking things in. Like the scene at the locker, like we saw the reasons why he would be getting frustrated instead of seeing him like just get frustrated and lash out.
Maybe the editors have just gone rogue. They're like, the show's ending, senioritis, let's do what we want to do.
Senioritis.
I kind of dig it.
I wonder, like, do those people get senioritis when they know the show's wrapping?
I don't know.
would.
Probably. They've tried a lot of techniques. Last week they did that, like, you know, through the like live footage kind of thing. And this week they did all that different editing and like different zoom ins that I thought were cool. I think they're going rogue.
Okay, what do we think of the aide, David?
He sucks.
Yeah, I'm curious as to why they're making him be such a jerk. Like, there has to be a reason, or he's gonna be like, well, because you know, we shouldn't put it easy. I don't know. What's the reasoning for it? Because it's too intentional.
You're exactly right, and I don't know the reasoning, but I kind of appreciate it because not everybody is good at their job, and not everybody has good social skills. That's true. Yeah. And so, yes, we could have used a little bit more coddling when it came to Jesus, but the fact that he didn't, I think, is just like interesting to watch.
Well, and I just thought, like, not even his lack of coddling, but I thought his technique in taking care of Jesus was interesting because is that even what his job was supposed to be? I feel like his job would be to facilitate and help Jesus, but instead he was taking notes instead of helping Jesus take notes. I don't know. I was just very confused at how he was trained to properly help Jesus. It just didn't seem like the right way to do it.
Hey, Zeus made a good comment too. Sorry for about to cut you off. When he said, well, isn't it supposed to be the other way around? Isn't he supposed to be patient with me? Which I agree, considering I assume that he knows that he's going to be helping a kid who has TBI. So then he should know that there are going to be frustrations that arise and that you should maybe prevent them from being worse.
Well, I think the whole point, it brings it back to the end of the episode when they're sort of in that TBI support group. Right. He didn't coddle him. Right. And Jesus has been tired of people talking about him behind his back and not addressing him directly. And this guy is calling him out for his crap.
Yeah.
Every single time.
And he made him sit in I think it was a math class and finish a test. That is probably the best way for Jesus to learn. But I think in a perfect world, he would have been like, you know what, if you want to learn and get better, you need to finish this now and not take it home and do it overnight.
Yeah. Instead it was like,
right. You know
down.
what? Then I think that's I feel as if I knew right away that that's what he was doing. However, I'd love an explanation.
Right.
Allow me to understand that that's the reason why you're kind of being, somewhat hard on me.
I agree. Now, let's glaze over Timothy the teacher and his new haircut. I don't think we need to spend that much time on that. Does anybody want to mention it at all? Nope. Okay.
He looks nice.
It looks great. He trimmed it up. Good.
I do actually have some comments about the
haircut.
aid.
The haircut?
No, I wish
gosh.
the haircut. So Sarah Fortin tweeted, "I think the aide is being like that because he's friends with Drooshbag."
Nice.
Sarah, good one.
Comedy.
Brittany Alyssa said his aide ticked me off, and I had aides growing up, and mine were helpful, not cold and unhelpful.
That's not funny.
The wording was beautiful on that. Sorry.
Wait, and then our fan Tanya, who writes the recaps and has the sister, I believe, that suffered the TBI, or she herself. David was super accurate. They are awful. I had one myself. Super ableist, realistic depiction.
Wow.
So that's good to know. Thank you so much for tweeting us that.
Wow.
Why is that though?
Probably because they deal with them a lot, so they're like, there's nothing that we can do. They're gonna have these issues anyways, but we need to get the work done.
Man.
When people get frustrated, it's something that's so habitual.
Yo,
Maybe.
I love Twitter. That just cleared things up for me. Okay, now we can move on. No Timothy. Next subject.
Okay, and we're glazing over her having AIDS when she was younger. The support group allowed us the really nice moment between Leena. All series, not even season, all series we've loved the one-on-one Leena scenes where she gives a pep talk and maybe she cries, or maybe just like a single tear. And because of Sherri Saum in her, I think, ability as an actress, these, the words don't sound cliche. Yeah. Like the love is love. And those lines like that, which are kind of like a staple of the show, I think in the hands, or I guess mouth, of a lesser actor, you just kind of roll your eyes.
Right. Yeah.
I also think that, too, these people have been working together for 5 years, and the writers become, family with the cast. Everyone seems like they're very tightly bonded, and if they're good writers, they start. I mean, she talks like that in real life.
Yes,
that's how she's wonderful. Like her as a person. So I get it, and I get she's a great actress, and I get why it sounds so good, and I enjoy every single thing that comes out of her mouth.
I agree.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Leena, there was such a big moment at the very end. Yes. With that ending moment. Oh my God, the school. I think the fact that this is the final season, the spinoff won't take place in the same world of the show. It'll be the world of the show, but not the world of the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it's in college years. So I'm thinking of the world of the show being in the house and in the school, and the next spinoff series will not take place in this world. I now have no idea if they're going to say the school or not. Because I think the show is going to be ongoing. Of course they say the school. That's such a staple of the show. But now they don't have to save it for the series.
Right. No. It's definitely going to be a fast-forward situation. And it's not. I mean, they'll probably reference old characters. And some characters will probably be featured on the show. But this is a complete toss-up. I just hope that whatever Nick tells Leena creates some drama. Like, I love drama.
Yeah.
I love drama, Jeff.
Jillian lives for it.
I feel like they have... Okay, but I feel like they have to save the school. Let me back up before I have a tizzy by myself. Because I still... I sense there will be a heartbreak at the end, and I still am going to stand by that there will be, a death, maybe.
Okay.
Deaths. But, so I feel
We'll talk more about that in a second.
Right. So I feel like they can't break our hearts all over the place. You know what I mean? Like, they really can't.
Ooh, but
I'm sorry, would your heart actually break if they lost the school?
Yeah.
No.
What?
No.
Because I think in that instance,
with you, girl, always.
we like the school, but we don't have like an emotional connection to it like a person.
I would be like, if they lost the house, then my heart would be shattered, because like that is like their emotional epicenter to everything.
Right.
The school is a supporting character.
Right, and I support Callie's wanting of the school, but that's about it. That's why I want it, because she wants it, not Callie.
Mariana.
But I feel like if they lost the school, then there would be this beautiful moment that they would like do about the school, and it would be heartbreaking and all of these things, and they'd talk about everything that happened in the school for these characters and the way it changed their lives. Yeah. And if they have that one moment, then we can't have another sad one with a potential death.
Oh, I think you can get as much sad as you want.
Stop it!
We're not into predictions yet, but like I'm thinking, the episodes in the summer. The last 3 are going to be how they pick up the pieces. and end on a positive.
Oh wait, are the last 3 episodes going to be in the summer?
Yeah.
Oh, we know this.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
But I do want to mention one thing because, you know, we talked about the ending scene, that scene. Oh my God. Such growth for Mariana. Going right to Leena and being like, yo, meet this crazy, please.
Oh, right.
I'm not going there.
We just all imagined her to do some stupid.
That is such a great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But she went up to us finally. She was ahead of the game.
Also, we've been talking about Callie's growth for so long because she had quite a bit of way. No, Callie's. Because she had quite a bit far way to go. You know, from the Callie we met on episode 1. But Mariana's always been mature. And so I think it's great to point out that she's also maturing as well.
And it's cool because obviously the writers set it up the past 2 episodes with Emma, you know, being like, Mariana, like, oh my God.
Like,
and we're thinking,
like she's gonna do something stupid again.
Yeah, like she's in this like psychologically abusive relationship and she's like reaching out to this guy because she, you know, I just love the switch.
I did not envision that at all.
Yeah, me neither.
Not for nothing, yeah.
I thought it was going to be more meddling. But I'm glad they didn't because as a viewer, that was so satisfying.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And also, like, how effed up that the writers have now crafted this experience where we are rooting for Sherri or Leena and the kid who brought a gun to school.
Yeah.
And we're like, yes!
Spill the tea, Nick.
Yeah.
Spill the tea.
What if the show opens next episode and they're just like on the couch drinking tea?
I'd love it.
He would have a tea and saucer. I love the moment in the episode where they were at the school tables outside and the kid was standing on the table and Mariana gets up. It gave me like the Grease Summer 11 vibe I wanted.
Especially when she stepped on those French fries.
Yeah.
Step on those fries, girl.
And she didn't even look down. I would have stepped on and been like, oh my God, the fries. You know what I mean?
I know. And then we find out, so the school does, students want the school to remain where it is. It is up to the school board to vote. And then there was that scene where the school board president threatens Monty.
Shady.
What do you think Monty's position is on this, and what will she do?
She'll probably knock her out. Just kidding.
That woman is a nasty woman.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, it just sucks because she's gone through so much. She can't afford it. That's why she said, I have to go.
And when the school board said that she would call her and tell her about like things she's done, remind me, was it stuff with Sally and Sally's crush?
Yeah, so that plus
then the whole thing
the
with
model
Leena falling in love with her and then people thinking they were together.
There's a lot
Did
of
people
Monty
know
drama.
about that though?
Yeah, because they sent that little tweet for a second that was removed. Remember, and it was the picture of both of them kissing.
Because y'all, if you're watching, tweet at Jillian and tell us why exactly everyone is mad at Monty. Because I know that Monty was on that small suspension. That's why they brought in Droosh.
Yeah, Droosh.
If I was Monty, I would call the new school board person that the school board lady is friends with and lay out all the cards and say, this is exactly what's happening. They need my vote for this vote in order to save the school. However, this woman has told me that she will call you if I vote yes.
Right.
However, I don't want to also leave them in a lurch and have them lose a school. You're going to be my new boss after I resign. What do you suggest I do?
And maybe you'll remember some times in your sorority house that she was just as sleazy, you know? They said sorority sister. Maybe that lady was always like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
great point.
The Monty thing was also the sexual education course.
She was a lot. She did a lot of stuff.
But I think that the reason why Leena agreed to go to Nick's house was because the school board woman decided that she was going to play dirty. So Leena was like, all right, let's level the playing field. I'm going to get dirt as well. And I don't think it, necessarily, if that woman didn't come after Monty, I don't think that morally sound Leena would think that that was okay to do.
Right.
But I mean...
I keep thinking, and but this kind of stuff happens on shows, so they probably won't go that way because the Fosters is always ahead of it. But the way that they've set it up, I feel like they've, demonized this woman to some degree, which generally means that they find a reason to show her humanity in it all, you know what I mean? And like break her, and then she ends up being like the deciding vote. So part of me wonders if whatever Nick is about to tell Leena may have some background on some of the members of the board who are voting against, that Leena can kind of sit down and be like, ha ha ha, let me break your heart and open you up, and
yet, have I taught you nothing? Let us not forget Bob theory.
Yes.
This school board director has a Bob.
Evil.
You are
She's
right.
evil.
Good sir.
Justina,
True.
we never had a redemption moment for her. Okay?
If she's got a bob, she's got to be a bitch.
It's true. It's
true. So far, the show has not disproven that.
Especially if it's a red bob.
It's
and she
almost
has kind of a reddish bob.
If it's a red bob, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. It's bad. And if they're in heels, over.
Red Bob, stay home.
Red bob, stay home.
Wow.
I want to go back to Jesus for 1 second.
Yes.
Please.
He had a really nice, friendly, platonic moment with Poppy in the school, or about her sweater. And then they hugged, and Emma saw that.
Emma saw something earlier in the episode, too.
Yeah, she did at school. Are we setting up a... One, is this going to be a triangle? And two, do we think that Jesus and Poppy will have a thing? Like, will they develop feelings?
Maybe it's Mariana's friend. He's had feelings for all of them. I mean, it's Jesus.
True.
That is a great point.
I mean, Poppy...
It's on brand for him.
I know, seriously.
Poppy has a lot going on, so I don't know necessarily if a boy is a good thing to happen to her right now, but they did kind of have a moment when Jesus and Emma were broken up. They were like weren't together. They were always kind of like flirty, like at that warehouse party.
Yeah.
So like there was obviously some sort of like attraction there, and I don't think that's going to stop, but I also don't think Poppy would ever disrespect Emma because she's on thin ice with everybody.
Right.
I also feel like Poppy knows the stakes.
Yeah.
You know, her sister might be deported. Her parents are being detained.
She's not about to rock the boat in any way.
She ain't gonna screw up. Also, I get the attraction. Poppy, the actress, is gorgeous.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
I'm hoping, though, that they may present us with, Jesus hasn't had a friend in a minute. Like, maybe he'll just find an actual friend in her. And
a girlfriend that's not...
Right.
A girl.
And he does well with women. That's just what he's kind of used to, you know? So
the show does a great job of also presenting mature relationships and people who don't fall back on stupid cliches of high school shows. So it would be a great opportunity to have a platonic friendship.
Right.
Between the sexes.
Yeah.
Do we know anybody that signed on for the spinoff though?
No.
I mean,
They've only announced Mariana and Callie, but I announced Poppy.
I was gonna say
I just have
if
no facts for it.
If Poppy's coming over with him, which makes sense to me as to why she's being fostered, you know what I mean? It all kind of makes sense in my brain. But if that's the case, then maybe they are setting up a Jesus Poppy thing because Jesus may be coming with, and our dear Emma child may not be able to continue on the show.
Possibly. Well, if that's the case, then they're just building a foundation for them to be able to get into that serious relationship.
Yeah.
I have to wonder too that when they're creating a brand new show, it's obviously it's going to be a spin-off, but they need it to be different enough.
Right.
So I know that they're talking about who else will come, but I think they purposefully will want to create a series that is also its own entity and not just a fan like reunion show for the Masters.
That's true.
I agree. We'll see. The news will come out. They're still in talks.
Yeah.
I'll retweet it. Don't worry.
So intrigued.
So Jimena is still at the church.
Yikes.
Yeah, she's roller skating. She's painting.
That
she's
church
on a
has a
little
gym.
break. Yeah, a little
It's a little auditorium, yeah.
I thought she was skating around like the sanctuary. Then I was like, oh, this is a big church.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm kidding.
It's not.
Why I wanted to bring her up? Oh, because I was watching the show with Jimena and Poppy. They're showing these storylines that need to be seen that are so deeply affecting in our society today. But given that they're also employing people of color, not this show, but almost every other TV show, has a race problem where they present white people and white problems and supporting characters. And so I think it's a great opportunity for people of color to be cast in roles, to play queer people of color, which we see in such small rates, even with queer representation. And then I think that the next phase of that is going to be casting people of color in roles that are not specifically people of color only.
Right.
Like these two roles had to be like Latino women.
Yeah.
And so I think they're now setting up these two actresses to be able to go out for those roles because they'll have like this show on their resume. So I think it's very exciting to watch these two girls because I think they're so talented.
They are.
And they really do look like sisters.
They
do.
The whole time today I was thinking, did they cast them? Like, are they? They're not, no?
No,
They're not.
No,
Pero
not
¿cómo
really.
se ven?
No,
Igualitas.
They look like sisters, and Grace and her mom look like parents.
Yes.
Child.
But that's Shia's mom.
Who's Shia?
Adora?
Shia Mitchell.
Shane Mitchell?
Shia, that's what I meant to say. Shay.
My brain's not working.
I'm like,
I said her
Shia
name
LaBeouf?
wrong, so you're right, Shay Mitchell.
Interesting.
Pretty Little Liars. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not familiar. With the art teacher and the that storyline coming back with Callie in the portfolio, what do we think is going to happen? Is she going to get into this art school for dreams?
No, because she's got to go to LA.
Is the spinoff definitely taking place in LA?
No, I don't know, but
I thought I read that.
I thought I read that too.
No, you guys spoke about it last week.
Maybe we're making stuff up, but she's applying to San Diego College or UCSD. College, a university.
I didn't even know they had an arts program. I thought UCSD was like super medicinal. Isn't it? Is it not?
No, I think it's just a standard university with a lot of things.
I think that the way that they set up that conversation with the art teacher and Maia Callie, sorry.
Yeah.
The way that they set it up, her saying that they frown upon transfers and they want students who are art students who know that they love art and want to do it right from the beginning. I think in my mind, I would love to see Callie turn down that opportunity and still be like, you know what, I don't care because I would like to go get experience and experience the world to make my art better. Because to me, that's always like kind of an artist mentality. You know what I mean?
Well, here's my thought, and I especially felt this week when she was recording Jimena skating. Mm-hmm. I think she's putting together a documentary about her and about the Dreamers, and I think that, that is art, and hopefully she can sort of meld the two together, but just so we can stop talking about it, the spinoff does take place in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Mariana and Callie will be exploring different sides of the city. Mariana will be involved in the tech world, possibly Silicon Beach, while Callie will continue social work. Both of them will be faced with challenges of working in a cultural divide while pursuing their dreams. That is it. That is the only stuff that's been said.
Wait, different parts of the city, so they might not be in the same university.
They might not even be.
They might not even be in school. This might be after
Mariana
school.
is going to university. Look at her.
No, low-key, Callie will most likely get accepted, but then get an offer because of the documentary that she does, which then leads her to move to Los Angeles because the issue is very large here in Los Angeles. So then that'll spin her off, and Mariana will eventually figure out what school to go to and then be accepted to, and then go to.
But don't be so close-minded. Maybe they're not even in school. Maybe this is after school. You have to think of possibilities.
They look so young, though.
But that's what I'm saying, but she could still be going to Los Angeles to learn.
Oh, that's a great... So you're saying that maybe Callie does go to UCSD for 4 years, but the spinoff will take place in 5 or something.
Yeah, perhaps.
Or after they graduate and they leave.
And all I'm saying is, like...
Technically,
Maia Mitchell, the actress, she cut her hair in a bob after the show wrapped.
So she's about to be
I don't know.
Bob theory.
I don't know, guys.
Ding, 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 ding.
It's true. By the way, she looks so good.
Yeah, she looks really good.
So maybe Freeform is experimenting stuff. So this is
you just sounded Latino right there, Jeff. Okay.
Thank you. It's the Ashkenazi in me.
Okay.
I never even thought about that. So this could be a post-20s or in their 20s life.
Yeah, because you have to think about it. So the actresses are both in their early 20s, and when you graduate college, you graduate at 20 or 21.
You're right.
That is the age they are. So like
they
dress them very young on the show. That is what they do. So hopefully they're not going to do another college show because they have Grownish on the network.
You're right, and that would be another great way to separate the spinoff from the Foster's TV show. Is this time jump?
So we're going to see internships. Mariana's internship with the tech company somewhere here in Los Angeles, and then Callie's going to be in downtown LA. I'm telling you that right now.
I know that not everybody even goes to college, but I just think like they're setting up themselves up for it because we've been talking about it so much on the show.
Your mom goes to college.
Oh, this is opening up so many doors. What does that mean?
It's from a movie.
Oh, great.
Open your mind, Jeff. Open your mind.
I am trying.
I love how we all have basically just been like writing the spinoff for them. All we're like, no, they're gonna do this and they're gonna do that. So everybody listen in.
And no offense to the writers, we wrote the Fosters. We manifested almost everything that's happened in this series.
Remember when season 1, I was like, I'm so excited for next season when they do the High School Musical, and then Romeo and Juliet happened.
Yeah. I remember that.
Tune in on social media after the show because we're just going to pat each other on the back. We don't waste your time now, though. But I'll do a big Twitter thread of how great I am. Retweet. Just kidding. I'm not kidding at all, though.
Verified.
Okay, Callie, I liked the one line where she says, I don't have your confidence. No, I don't have your confidence to Jimena because she actually does have confidence. She just doesn't know it about herself. And I think that's such an interesting insight for somebody at that age, for the writers to write that.
Yeah.
Because she is confident. She has a ton of confidence.
She's the strongest person that I know on television.
For real.
She's been through a lot.
Yeah.
And television.
She takes on big roles for herself.
I don't watch a lot of TV. But still, like I just think that for how much she's been through at the age that she's been going through those things, it's pretty intense. Like I can't imagine being that young and going through all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot for a white girl. I'm playing down. That was also. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just saying, we be going through some shit too. So, but that is a lot.
Let's compare our struggles. I'm kidding. You're right. You're both right. Everybody's right, but especially me. And something I keep returning to is when Peter Page was on our show and said that there is a bout of non-reality with the Callie character because he believes that. Based on life and work and the facts that like if a girl her age went through what she went through, that she wouldn't be in her position. Right. It wouldn't be going this well. Yeah. And I think that's something to like remember. Yeah. Just to bring the mood down a bit.
No, that's great. It's just to make me sound correct. I'm kidding. But yes, that has a huge point.
Can we bring it back up, the mood?
Oh, I'd rather stay down. Yeah, absolutely.
This week on The Bachelorette.
Shut up.
Yes.
Mariana has 3 suitors. Who will she give the rose to this week? Find out next week. I don't know. I'm very shocked that this is happening.
I'm so excited though.
This is thrilling.
I agree.
She deserves
it.
Damn, and they were sitting there looking so sexy to me too.
So we're talking
and flavors.
We're talking about the preview for next week. Also, this is something new that Freeform has been doing, but instead of doing a preview for the entire episode, they've been giving us like a 30-second clip. Yeah. And I think it's so smart and just refreshing.
I like it.
Just to be like, oh, we don't need to follow the rules. Just like I don't have to. No, you're right though. The Mariana storyline. So we have Logan, who is now single.
We got
that line on the porch. I was like, okay, Daddy.
I know.
We also have
he's so cute.
Matt.
Yeah, so cute too.
Matt Ladybird Rodriguez. Was his last name?
Killed it.
Ladybird Rodriguez.
Did everybody see Jordan Rodriguez?
Jordan Rodriguez.
Did everybody see Jordan in Ladybird?
Yeah, so good.
I haven't seen Ladybird, but I cannot wait to see it because of Jordan.
He outacted all 9 facial piercings on his body.
Yeah, he had a lot of facial piercings.
That movie is so special, but I digress. So we have Matt, we have Logan, and we have the third person whose name is Wyatt. Thank you.
Wyatt.
I'm thrilled to have Wyatt back. I'm not gonna lie about it.
I thought he was
so hard for
he
her.
is also matured. He gave her an apology. He knows the rule.
Edible
you have to buy
arrangements?
edible arrangements.
They're expensive.
They are. That was pretty sweet and quirky, but
He sold his hair. He's a lot of money.
He sold his hair.
yeah.
Shh, it's a wig. It's a wig.
Wait, is it really?
No, I was joking.
I was like, Jillian, I need to talk to you off mic. Also, she potentially has Nick. She's still in the picture.
No.
This is like the goodbye tour of every guy she's ever dated or Callie's ever dated.
Right.
Wyatt.
True.
Also, these writers have given us the great switcheroo, where Wyatt is firmly Mariana's guy now.
Oh, where we don't have to associate him to Callie?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
I love the fact that in the preview, the writers made it clear, like, I love a strong teenage woman who sits these guys down and is like, I want to date all 3 of you. I don't want to settle. I'm not ready for that. Like, I love the strong honesty.
I do too. Because, like, it happens all the time, whether male or female, you know, that kind of thing. But it's generally done secretively.
Yeah.
And to, like, straight up be open about it and be like, listen, I'm not in a position to be exclusive with one person who's on board to date me, and I'll date all of y'all.
I mean, yeah, but yeah, right. And
I know.
I'm saying this from like a bitter standpoint, like,
So,
like how would that, can that happen? Like where they're gonna be about it? Because Jordan or Matt had the most realistic reaction,
right?
Where he's like, great, so now this isn't gonna happen. The other 2 are like, okay, and he said,
okay.
what?
So I'm unfazed by it because I come from the queer perspective, and this is such like a queer thing to do.
Is it?
It's-
You're right,
yeah.
because I know a lot of my buddies have poly relationships.
Yeah, poly, it's open relationships, and not any one open relationship looks the same because we can create our own rules. And so thinking about Mariana, who are her two biggest role models in her life? Two queer women, her moms.
Damn,
it
so
just
she
kind of
can
like
do what
makes
she
sense
wants.
to me that she thinks like I can get away with this. Not that it's something bad, but I can do this. That sounds better. What were you gonna say, Jillian?
No, I mean, we have to remember like the reactions were genuine because Wyatt is like a silly stoner, and of course he was like, okay, and Logan really just wants to. He's competitive. And he wants to date her.
And he
so
thinks
like,
he could win.
Yes,
and
Matt
is shocked. Matt is like, wow, I really thought I had this in the bag. But I think he's still going to say yes, and then obviously he's going to back out of it because, like, I think that's just very like Matt to do. But yeah, I think he's genuinely shocked because he thought like, oh, this girl still cares about me so much, which she does.
Right.
But she deserves to get what she wants.
Right.
I think that it's the modern dating, it's modern love. Like I need my modern love column about it, just because it's everything that she's trying to do with these guys and they're agreeing to is what everybody already assumes is happening. They just haven't discussed it with the person they're dating. Sure. And I'm talking about early on, by the way. You know?
Right. Yeah. Also, like dating nowadays is so different than when we dated when we were younger. Like dating to us, like was like, oh, we'd get like a one text, like, hey, how was school today? Or like a phone call, or like, hey, do you want to go to the mall on Friday night and hold hands and like maybe like French kiss? Yeah, before my mom picks me up.
Coming from the person in a long-term relationship too. Yeah. Let me tell you about all the people I'm courting and like their garbage personalities. Let's go down my text message chain. We'll start at the top.
Please. I'm like ready.
Wow.
No, but like it's just so different. Like for her to just sit down these three dudes and like say what she's gonna say, like that to me is so 2018. Like that is not how it would have been back in the day. It would have been confusing as hell and weird, and we would have talked on AIM. That's not around anymore. I just dated myself. But like, yeah,
we've been gone less than a year though. It's fine.
Great. Yeah, like that's where we would talk. We'd like sign on the computer right after work, right after school.
Yep.
It's just different, and I enjoy it.
It's so different. It's so fun and so amazing to watch. Let's continue going through all of the different dating lives of the characters because there's a lot to juggle. So we mentioned Mariana, Callie, and Aaron are also having a friendship.
I just love him so much, and I love them. I really do.
I love Callie in this. I love her a lot in it. She's funny to me. Well, it's just she's so sweet in regards to knowing her feelings and accepting them, and then she wants to know about something, but then also is like, let me fall back real quick because I'm not allowed to be that way. I can't worry because we're not supposed to be together.
Also, I've spoken about the historical significance of this trans character being on this TV show. I'm not going to go into it again, but I will say that 1,000 other TV shows use the trans character as spectacle, and the fact that he's just another character and it hasn't come up, not because they're hiding it or avoiding it, hasn't come up just because it doesn't need to.
Yeah, exactly.
It is so powerful.
Not to give it unimportance, but we don't care.
Right.
Which is what's incredible.
Because we like the character, because we were allowed to like get to know him.
We're all invested.
Yes, exactly. Like, okay, we get it. He used to be real awesome, but like, what's happening between you and Callie right now?
I just can't think of another show on TV with a trans character, specifically a trans male, because of their less visible in pop culture. It kills me every time. It's amazing.
I do love it. It is wonderful.
Yeah. So what did he say about the blonde woman?
Gabriella is his friend, and that they're just friends, and that's that.
I believe him.
I do too.
Yeah, so do I. He's got it.
I think Callie, she has this like overwhelming sense of calm when she's with him and clarity. And it's weird. Like she had the same sort of attitude when she was on the beach, and they were both like honest and not overtly flirty, just kind of like friendly. And she's laid her ground more than once, and this is what she wants, and he is respecting what she wants. And I just found that to be so important because they obviously want to be around each other. They're just not ready to be with each other in that way. And hopefully it will get there one day. The feelings are so intense. I mean, the friendly scenes, like there's so much between them.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised by him saying, I don't want to date anyone else.
Right.
You know, it's one of those like too good to be true. Okay, so you're
waiting for me.
Yeah.
Truly.
Like as friends, and we're just kicking it and whatever, but yikes, you know?
Also, I think
in a perfect world.
I think going back to her being so calm and relaxed around him, different people we date bring out different sides of ourselves. And she's dated people her age before. He's bringing out this really mature, confident side of her where she gets to be this grown up. She doesn't have to like play games.
Well, the older soul in her, you know, that's definitely a part of her that's real, and I think that's what's nice and what brings her calmness, because she still really can relate, and because of all of his adversity in his life, is that the word, the term, whatever, the things that he's gone through in his life, I think that's what we used to say, that's why her and AJ had such a connection, but it still allows him to be on her level. Like, he knows what hardships are.
Yeah. And they actually never have to talk about it. Like, I felt like between her and AJ, yes, the chemistry is palpable and everything, but their struggle was constantly being talked about. It was like they were constantly going through it together. They were constantly dealing with things and having to lean on each other. And I feel like her and Aaron just bring... It's almost like they can breathe with each other.
They're present with...
Yeah. And they don't have to constantly be talking about their different struggles or whatnot. They just can kind of sit with each other and comfort each other in their struggles. And I like that.
Yeah. And she's having a lot of issues right now, like what to do about her like future and college and whatnot, and he is in or working on college right now, so he kind of has, you know, answers, which is nice to turn to.
Of course.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with AJ, because we know he's coming back this season too.
And it was also a point of contention for them, and it always has been, so I wonder if that
will continue.
I don't know.
Totally. So next foster sibling who's dating, let's talk about Brandon and Grace.
What a little lover he is. That's all we've known him to be this entire series.
Yes.
I'm scared for him.
Me too. He's going to be really hurt.
He's just such a sensitive soul, and I just feel like he just wants to
give. We saw him giving in the show. Give it, Brandon. Sorry.
X-rated given.
I know you're joking, but in every other TV and movie, it's always the girl going down on the guy. I found this to be so radical.
But it's so correct. Brandon's gonna be down there. Get it?
But I'm thinking about, like, before you are experienced with sex, you look to like pop culture to tell you how to do it. And for years, men have seen TV shows and they're like, oh, a woman is supposed to go down on me.
That's true. And that's why little boys be trying to act like, ooh, and it's like, actually.
And women see that too. So like, this is an example to be like, oh yeah, there's an exchange here.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but like Grace says, that wasn't sex.
You are right. You're right. It's radical. It'd be interesting to see too what happens when her mom now moves in permanently.
We'll see.
I think, who knows? Yeah. I think, she'll die. I'm kidding. Okay, next foster kid in love is Jude.
Yeah.
We didn't see Noah this time, but we did have the introduction of, I was going to say detail. I wrote it down. Declan.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. Wait, is the network he's a part of gay guys?
No.
Oh, I thought that's
he's part of
just
Eminent.
guys.
He's part of Eminent now.
Because remember they would not let Taylor on?
Well, they didn't. They just needed. They were looking for more of like a
gay male,
something different.
Yeah.
So
we don't know at the moment what Declan's sexuality is, I guess. Although he's giving like sexy eyes.
He said he gets what he wants.
Exactly.
Which generally means like, I want you.
Yes.
Or he's
like,
spoiled.
I looked you up too.
Yeah.
And I was like, woo.
It's definitely flirty.
Right.
But
he ain't got nothing on Noah.
I just don't like to assign like a queer identity to anybody before they give it to me.
That.
And that's something that I discuss a lot on my podcast, LGBTQ&A. I'd like to now do a pitch for it. It's on iTunes and Stitcher and also Spotify. It's an interview series. Look it up. The New York Times said this quote. I'm kidding. Okay, but they did say something about it. Okay, back. That's enough. Not me. Okay, Jude. Jude said this quote. A quote which has been attributed to my podcast. I'm kidding. Okay, Jude said this quote. I know I said I wouldn't do it if you didn't want me to, but I want to.
Right.
I just like that he thought that was okay. He was also being honest. He wasn't lying. So, and I was like, oh, he doesn't really get that that's not appropriate to tell your best friend.
Right.
Well, but is it not?
It is, I think, just the way it was communicated.
But I want to do it. But I feel like it's like in family or siblings, like, I know I'm not supposed to, but I want to. And then it's like, great, you want to, but no, you're not going to do it because I'm not there with you.
It also, though, it worked out in the end for the good.
Yeah.
That they're all going
to...
Thankfully.
Yeah. Which, by the way, fun fact, we actually saw the scene that's going to happen later between... stuff, but I can't say because
it'll probably be next episode.
Yeah.
We went to set this summer and they're filming.
And we saw Declan there.
They went back to that boat. Hello. Just kidding.
Steph, confirm he's in it again.
Okay, the last thing we need to talk about is a segment that I want to call, is Steph gonna die?
I know, my goodness. I just don't know if she's just developing these.
I feel like she's having an
panic
panic attack.
Right.
Well, like you said last week, her father had a heart attack. That stuff runs in the family.
I think it's heart arrhythmia.
What is that?
Like her heart skips a beat.
Oh yeah.
Around me.
Where she might have to get like a flutter or a pacemaker.
Yeah, exactly.
My worry is that when she was putting her gun away, she had to sit down. Right. It was like she was like, you know, like it scares me. And the fact that she's not telling anybody about it. And like when they were in that meeting with Jesus and the girl was kind of talking about being disabled and stuff. Yeah, Steph was like, her eyes were like bugging out. Like she was listening intently and nobody knows about what's going on behind the scenes. And now it's affecting her job.
Yes.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
It is. Like, I'm actually scared. And, like, how much longer is this going to go on before somebody else finds out about it? Are they just going to find her, like, in a state? Mm-hmm. Like, is Leena just going to, like...
Is she going to be in a high-stress situation with one of these, like, young child prostitutes? Yeah. And there's guns, and she can't, like, catch her breath.
She's not focused.
Or, like, because I wasn't sure if there was, like, a trigger or not, or does it just happen? Because when she had to sit down in the bedroom, it was like putting the soundtrack that they put to it was a little different, and I felt like it was associated with her stuff. And but maybe I'm just doing too much right now.
But yeah, when it's affecting your job, you need to tell somebody or get it checked out. And I think that's gonna hopefully bring back Mike to be like, hey, Steph, you are not yourself.
Yeah.
Well, he noticed it once. I feel like if he notices it again, then he's gonna be like, okay, what's wrong?
Yeah. Or go to Leena even.
Yeah.
I just hope that nothing like bad happens and then that's how they find her. Like she's in an attack or she's in an arrhythmia or whatever it ends up being.
And yet she's a stubborn character, so it's going to go on for a while.
And we see at the end of the episode that nice moment that Leena, Jesus, and her had where they're talking about, you know, how they've been wrong this whole time about Jesus's behavior and how they've done everything wrong and they haven't approached it in the right way, even though they thought it was going to be helpful. And I can just see in Steph's mind being like, oh my, like another thing. Like, oh my God. Right. She seemed very overwhelmed. She seemed, everyone was crying. It was a very emotional scene. And it just seemed very overwhelming to her.
And, you know, we always say that she's like the Papa Bear, right, of the family.
She's the rock.
And she's showing... you know, characteristics of what we see usually happen to fathers in the family because they hold not the burden but the weight of the family being the supporter, being, you know, that like on their back that they always have the heart attacks or the strokes or this or that. Like, you know, she could possibly just end up having like a stroke or something, you know, because she has already the pressure of her job, which isn't high intensity, and then
just gonna cry thinking about it.
I don't know.
It's sad. Well, which is very real.
It is.
It is.
But it was true even in her physicality, I thought, in this episode with the, like, carrying the weight.
Everything
about her seemed tenser and, like, up higher. I don't know what it was.
She's stubborn, like you say, and she's very sensitive, and I do feel as if that she's constantly balancing those things in her mind. Leena's just always been such a person, again, of understanding that there are always problems and that we have to deal with them, so it's like she accepts them differently. Yeah. Where Stephanie, we've seen her go through the process of trying to learn how to do that via Leena and via her family. So and now it's just a lot.
That's correct. Here's a thought. This show likes to give us red herrings. Mm-hmm. They've given us Grace, who has leukemia and is on this great trial, might die. They've given us Steph, who's having these heart issues. What if actually at the end of the series, like they switch it up and like someone else dies, like a Leena moment, because we are not expecting it.
Yeah. Are you just trying to be dramatic here at the end of this? At the end of this show right now?
He wouldn't be Jeff if he
I'm
wasn't.
Just saying.
He's just trying to, like, have fan uproar.
No,
last week, oh my God,
right?
the dead Steph tweets that I got after the episode last week because of Hannah that I got stuck with and had to deal with.
So sorry, but all I have to say is Bradley's father agrees with me.
Oh, yeah, Raymond.
You heard it first.
Love you, Raymond.
So
I'll also say this, that when it comes to show feedback, be it YouTube or on Twitter, sexism is real, and the ladies on the panel will get a lot more hate than I do. So if you want to say something negative to any of my girls, tag me too, okay?
Tag him too.
Hashtag me too, okay?
Or just
tag me
trash talk
too.
Jeff because he lives for it.
I live for trash. Okay, I have
Put your leg up on that.
I have nothing else to say.
I feel like we've predicted this entire episode. There is nothing left to predict.
What if the show likes to be topical? What if just like North Korea comes and blows up everybody in the last episode?
Let's go ahead.
It's kind of realistic.
Get into predictions.
No, let's just go ahead and wrap the show. I think we're good.
I'm going to wrap it up. Does
North
anybody
Korea
have
this?
anything else to say?
안녕하세요.
Okay, great. Steph, where can the good people find you?
The good people can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Giorgi and on Instagram at @TheStephanieGiorgi.
You can find me on Twitter at Jillian Leff, and I also host a podcast of my own called Boss Please.
Yes,
and we
please.
release episodes every Wednesday, and that is for all of the amazing boss babes out there.
Listen to it. It's great.
I got nothing else going on right now, but y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at @TheHotShotDude.
And I'm on Twitter at JeffMasters1. The podcast that I name dropped in the middle of the show is called LGBTQ&A. It's everywhere. It's also a lot of fun. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.